We all know that fucking noise. Let me see if I can capture this. Oh. That's just the launcher. Ah, it's so tiny! There we go. There we fucking go. Now, let me show you something. I tinkered with this last night with CATSEYE. I tinkered with it. Let me show you something. A little bit. First, let's do this. Yeah, bit fucking obnoxious, right. I'll show you. One thing that is kind of neat about CATSEYE is that it runs a lot smoother than Eden does, and I guess that's from the launcher or whatever. And for some reason in CATSEYE, it just starts going mental here and playing like the loudest music it fucking possibly can. My hair is all frizzy. Now here it goes, like, it's just gonna start fucking going mental. Why? Ooh. Look how fucking intense I am. I don't know why it does that. I don't know what the point of any of that is. But we'll roll with it. One second. That is working, okay. One thing that really sucks is if you change your name like I have, and then try and run OBS, it gets really confused and like the chat keeps fucking up and everything, so I may have to redo all of my OBS at some point. I want to be unbreakable. I demand it. I am not gonna die once. Yes! Yes! This is done. Good, now fucking put me in the game. I'm not crazy about this opening. I'm gonna die once. I'm gonna die once. Stammer. If I die, I kill myself in real life. I really hate the opening on CATSEYE. Like, why does it do all of this? Why not just put us in the game regularly, like normal? Right. Let me show you something. Alright, do it then. Let me show you something I figured out yesterday when I was tinkering on CATSEYE trying to get it running and everything. Let me show you what I learned. I don't know, I can't remember if I could do it properly. Let me try. So you start as, if you start as a hardcore, right, you can't use the auction house. You know, you, same shit. You know, you kind of screwed financially, right? But he gives you 12 hatchets, and then if you talk to him again, I know there's a way. I know there's a way. I did it. I did it. Maybe if I chopped a tree. Dang it! Yesterday, somehow, I don't know how, I managed to get it so he kept giving me 12 hatchets. And I went to Sandoria with like 100 hatchets. And just sold them all. I can't remember how I did it, but I did it. Trust me. Must have seen me do it and patched it immediately. Thank you for my onion sword. I need that. Without it, I am powerless. I'm ready, baby. Give me the Ranpair rhyme. This fucking guy. Pathetic. I wonder what happens if it kills you. What happens if you die to Ranpair rhyme? Do they just like delete your account and just say fuck it? You're not cut out for this. Alright. Got the good music. We're feeling it now, Mr. Krabs. Time for the long run, where I spend all of my time doing the options. What is this music? This is one of the things you can install on CATSEYE. It's the Lo-Fi Music Pack. And I'm pretty sure it's music that I use regularly anyway, so... Enchanted Bones! Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Space Roast. I mean, this is Space Roast for sure. I don't know if all of it is Space Roast, but I think the majority of it is for sure. It's cool though. Yeah, and this is the Ash and Bubs HD texture pack as well. So obviously the creators, the creators of music and graphics and all that good shit, have no issue with CATSEYE compared to others. So I'm willing to give CATSEYE a good try. As long as I don't touch trusts, as long as I ignore the trusts, I'll be fine. Ignore the trusts and we will be fine. And we're going to be a paladin. I've decided. I think CATSEYE is up to Wings of the Goddess, so I could be Dancer if I really wanted to. I want a tank. I'm feeling tanky, you know? Tanking is always my favorite thing to do. It does depend, though. Like I've said before, tanking in Final Fantasy XIV is fucking abysmal, but it used to be really fun. I used to really enjoy the aspect where, you know, if you were really good at tanking, you could drop your tank stance, activate your DPS stance, do your full DPS rotation, put out a bunch of numbers, then go back to your tank stance in time to catch the enemy. That was really rewarding and felt like skill. I felt like you were skilled enough and knowledgeable enough to play your class, you know, really well. Jesus Christ, I'm gonna die. Save me, Arlo! Who the fuck is this goblin? I didn't even hear him attack me. Ah! We can make it. We can make it. Arlo, save me, you fucking dillweed. Oh! Arlo! He's done it! What a legendary gamer! Of legend. Our quest on CATSEYE is off to a fucking riveting start, boys. Riveting start. Riveting start. Holy fuck, I'm coming, holy fuck, I'm coming. I could have played the whole thing. I could have made the sound alert the whole thing. I opted against it. Can we talk about how nice it is to enter Sandoria without being deafened and miserable immediately? Who is the genius that decided that Sandoria's music should be that? Because that was the worst decision they've ever made. Because when you start out as a Sandorian, you're immediately greeted with banana. It's just... no. And it's weird because when you do Sandoria in the past, it's really good. The music of Sandoria in Wings of the Goddess is fucking awesome. They should just use that. Gyro might. Alright, let's do all right. Come on, we've done this song and dance enough times. No, every song game is at least B tier. No, Sandoria's theme is... I mean, nobody loves Sandoria more than me. But Sandoria's theme is pretty awful. Sandoria's theme is really irritating. Right, we still have our hatchets, so I think we can sell those and buy something. Now you may sit there and say it's not worth buying like the bronze harness and stuff, but I really like how the bronze gear looks, so I always buy bronze harness and all that shit. Even if it's not really worth it, I still do it anyway. Alright, we got 1.3k starting cash. Not bad, not bad. I don't think as a crystal warrior we can use the tomes. I don't think we can use anything. I think we're fucked. So we gotta be good boys. It's really out of place. It really is. Like, out of all the songs in 11, Sandoria sticks out as being like really weirdly awful. I mean, it's the use of bagpipes. If it was any other instrument, like this is the same song, different instrument. It's fine. It's the use of bagpipes. I'm sorry, Scotland. I'm sorry. Bagpipes are shit. Alright? They just are. They're just not good. I think Sandy was first of a lot of content, even a lot of the quest NPCs have more details and stuff. Yeah, I think Sandy's better designed in my opinion. Sandy just makes more sense. That's why I love Sandy. Sandy just makes more sense as a city, you know. Right. Since this is Wings of the Goddess era, I do believe they sell shields. They do. And I'm not being fun or anything. Another issue I had with Eden, I like Treasures of Ergen and everything, but you know that meme of Jeremy Clarkson where it's like, this is great, but I love this. That's me with Treasures of Ergen. This is great. Turns to Wings of the Goddess, but I love this. We can just about afford it. A full set. Oh, we're already squids in, look boys, we're already squids in. I like that meme. I like that meme. Can I afford a bronze sword? I don't think so. Bronze sword. 333. Ah, we'll be able to kill shit with an onion sword for a bit. Chief Clap Cheeks. Dumpy Bunsey. Well, here's my thing, right? I wanted a name that was just shorter, so it was easier to type out, easier to fucking put as my Twitch handle and everything. Just shorter, simpler, right? Oh, I like Bunsey, but how could I like write that in a way that's not already taken? Because every fucking variation you can think of is already taken. And then I thought of the artist Banksy. You know the artist Banksy, who just like does graffiti, political graffiti. I thought, Bunksy. And that's how it came to be. Store all this. I don't need that. Could be Buns at 11, which would be easy to remember and type, and could double stand for as an 11 creator. I don't want to identify as an 11 creator, Stammer. I really don't. They didn't want me. They don't deserve me, Stammer. They don't fucking deserve me, alright? I gave them the best years of my life. And how did they repay me? With ire. They repaid me with nothing. 20,000 views on a shitty Malcolm in the Middle rip. What? I hate him. So I can't really call myself an 11 creator. I haven't created anything about 11 for a year now. Also, so you know I'm legit with my hydration regimen. Check this out. Hydration. It's got electrolytes. That's how you know it's good. Ugh. Ugh. It tastes kind of shit, but better than water. I know that kind of actually advice, but you could have saved money on the bronze gloves and leggings. I said at the start, Stammer, did I not say to you I like how the bronze looks? Style is priceless. Yeah? And let's face it, the elven Ledelsons look shit. So, style is priceless. God damn it, Discord. Second. Bronze armor looks great. Yeah, I love bronze armor. Alright, weapon skill. Okay. I just know you're stressed about being able to afford a sword. I mean, onion sword will do. Onion sword will do for, like, fucking, what are they called? Wild rabbits. And then when we get enough wild rabbit hides, we can save up for something non-shit. I do prefer starting over this side, though. I got so many people wanting to play fucking games with me right now. And I'm here with you guys, so... My friend at Elliot's like, come and play Castlevania HD! And I'm like, I kind of don't want to. Although he offered to play Monster Hunter with me recently, and I'm like, oh, I really want to do that. I fucking love Monster Hunter. It begins, baby. Ooh. Ooh, battle music. Ooh. Ooh. Feeling a bit spicy. And then straight back to fucking. I wish it would stay on. Is the main battle theme for Seekers of Adelim? You know what music's the best? It's the fucking battle music in overworld zones in Wings of the Goddess. That's amazing. I never really realized it until we were trying to get like a shit dagger from somewhere. And I was fighting like a crawler in some stupid fucking Wings of the Goddess zone. I was like, damn. I don't understand how people can not like when I get. Again, this is another thing about Eden, right? Eden's great and everything, but they're very anti Wings of the Goddess, which I can't understand because I think Wings of the Goddess is peak Final Fantasy XI. I really do. And I think a lot of the ire comes from like the Fields of Valor, which made things easier. I don't think so. I think Fields of Valor just made things a little quicker. Not easier, just a little quicker. Level 2, baby. Don't need it. Run Maggot Run is one of my most listened to these songs on Spotify. Oh, mate. I was driving around yesterday. I want to turn this down a little bit more. It's still very loud. I was driving around yesterday to work, and fucking Same Old Story came on Spotify, and I was like, I feel epic now. And maybe really want to play Cassette Beast, and we will. Cassette Beast is going to be what, either the next stream or the stream after, depending. But it's definitely going to be soon. There's one thing I want to do on Cassette Beast. Here's a question for you, since you're the Cassette Beast's pro. Do you have to evolve them? Like, I know you don't have to, but like in Pokemon, you know how Charmeleon, for instance, sometimes there's a benefit to keeping them that way, so they learn moves faster and things like that. Leveling them up right away isn't always the best option. The reason I ask is because I really, really prefer Puppercut over what he evolves into. I like the one with the big boxing glove hands. Once you guys finish changing my favorite and it's more story focused and less content focused, but CFP added since you have a whole new content into in-game things to do. Yeah. I don't know, I just think Wings of Goddess did a much better job of, like, I think fleshing out the world in a really meaningful way. Because with Wings of the Goddess, you feel like part of history, you know, everything feels very... What's the word I'm looking for? Very realized, you know, everything feels very realized. And then you start drawing, like, links between the past and the present day that you know and everything, and it's... I think it's interesting. I really like seeing, you know, Senmil and all of them, all those characters. And they're in the real game. You're like, oh, I know that guy. Like Cyranus. He's fucking Cyrenus. You fight him for the fucking Dragoon thing. He dies. You kick his ass. And he's just one of those goons. He's just one of those little guys. If I should better remaster your Beast from 2, there is a mod, however, it's never seen it unevolved by giving them unique bonuses. Ah. Rats. I like the punch one. He's way cooler. He's got a big old bopping gloves. I like that more. But I will admit, I'll be the first person to admit that kind of having been sort of given a bunch of stuff last time we played Cassette Beast, it kind of put a little bit of a sort of negative spin on things for me, but I'm ready to go back now. It's a lot like 11, you know. Once I get that negative spin, I have to drop it for a bit and just come back to it. The thing I don't get about the win because haters can ruin any part of the game. It was lazy, but still added to the game. Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with Wings of the Gods, even if you think that like it didn't give you very much or whatever. I think it was mostly like, I mean, I'm a bit funny or anything. It gave you fucking Dancer, for God's sake. What more do you want? They could have given you nothing else, but they gave you Dancer and Scholar, two of the most complex and interesting and actions per minute classes in the fucking game. Who the fuck is this? Yeah. Fucking Mozilla over here. Mozilla Firefox. Yeah. Was insanely good. I still need to finish the story. I got all excited when we got to those shadow guys. I was like, oh, these guys are cool. And then unfortunately, kind of dropped it for a bit. There's a few things I want to play coming up. Oh shit, that's right, I'm not on Eden anymore. These guys actually cast stone. Uh-oh. Maybe steer clear of the worms. I kind of forgot, because on Eden, they don't cast if you're next to them. On CATSEYE they do. They just cast. They don't give a fuck. Floofy! Big rock! I took a big rock to the face, if you know what I'm saying. I wouldn't be the first big rock I've taken, if you know what I mean. How you doing, Floofy? It's good to see you, my man. Gringo Star. I don't know. I think Wings of the Goddess is just all around positive. I don't think there's anything negative about it. I think, like you said, the most negative thing you could say about it is that it doesn't really add any sort of end game content or anything like that. But I'm sorry. I think the stuff that it does give you are in a league of their own, almost. Compare playing Dancer to playing any old school fucking class. It's night and day. The actions per minute, the fucking reactivity, the buffs, all these cool things you can do. It's just such a cool class. Dancer, legitimately, Beastmaster's my favorite for nostalgia reasons, but in terms of like playing it, Dancer is definitely my favorite. Hey Doc, I sure am. Unbreakable, mate. I'm unbreakable. Can't break me. I will never die. Clean up your VOD storage? That always feels amazing. When I last deleted all the videos that I made, because they were all saved and stuff, I freed up something like 300 gig, and I was like, oh. So the Dancing in item level era is always too busy? I don't necessarily know if that's a bad thing. I like it thematically because it's so active. Like you say, if it's too busy, if it's really, you lose track and then you lose your steps. And it's like you've fumbled dancing. I like it. It's thematically, it kind of makes sense for you to fumble it every so often, you know? Get back here, you! Dancer was such a fun class. I love Dancer. Dancer's probably my favorite class to play. Dancer's my favorite class to play. Ranger is probably my favorite class just to like turn my brain off and delete people. And Beastmaster's my favorite for nostalgia reasons. Twitch is enforcing a 100-hour limit on highlights and uploads? Really? It's a good thing I don't really do that. I don't really do highlights or uploads or stuff like that. I just kind of stream. I stream and hope for the best. There's 700. Floofy, you need to calm down. You need to calm down, my son. There you got Dancer Skies, what would be the edge of your seat making decisions and actions. I think my biggest gripe with 11 will always be that tanking is Paladin. And not much else. Yeah, Ninja, but let's be honest. Only because they fucking failed to balance that class properly. That's the only reason Ninja's even... So, I think, intentionally or not, Paladin is kind of it. And you go, oh, but there's exceptions. You can do it this... You can do, like, Samurai tank. And it's like, you can't. Be frank, you kinda can't. The way the damage works in this game, the way mobs work in this game, Paladin is premier, you know? Which is fine. But I'm a bit of a sucker for having multiple tanking options, you know, that are all not equal, but all at least somewhat viable, you know? My issue with Paladin in this game is, if you're starting to take a lot of damage, you just turn into a fucking mage. Just sat there going, whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. You don't really sit there swinging your sword all that much. Turned 240 hours of cutting all the really old Hypixel and Pokemon trading card game VODs. Ah, oh, mate. I've been going ham on the trading card game pocket thing. I've been kicking ass on that game. I got my Marowak deck. Bonk, bonk, just bonking the shit out of them. I'm telling you, best Pokemon card in that whole thing is Dugtrio. You can't beat Dugtrio. Couple of lucky flips and you're just gonna wipe the floor with everybody. Wasn't too interested in TCG Pocket? It's great, I love TCG Pocket. In fact, we're gonna play Dancer. Fuck everything else. I'm gonna be Dancer / Warrior. And I'm gonna fucking tank. Is Fan Dance? That's not retail, isn't it? Fan Dance and all that shit. That's not 75, is it? Or is it? When do I get Fan Dance? Fast Blade! Look at this prog boy. He's already got Fast Blade. Pocket thing's pretty cool. It's more of a kind of like, I'm sat at the gas station and I've got, you know, 5 minutes to spare. Let's open a pack. You know, I don't sit there playing it per se, but it is something I do when I'm like sat waiting for a doctor's appointment or something. I've never been much for mobile gaming because my eyes are quite bad, so I have to bring it all the way up here. And it kind of defeats the point at that point. This Neighbor Meta is boring and everything. I'm gonna have to start a CATSEYE character now. If you want to play with me, Romagus. CATSEYE's better anyway. It's fucking Wings of the Goddess. You get to play the cool classes. Uh-oh. Even match in era. Am I mad? Get back here. You can if you want to, Ron. But you don't have to. I got kind of annoyed with Eden because I got kind of annoyed with the way everything was fucking Valcom Dunes. I got kind of annoyed with the player base in general. I got super annoyed with the fact that it was this... They're very, optimized, shall we say. Jokes, I already have a CATSEYE character. Don't make me pull a soy jack face. No way. What level are they? And are they a crystal warrior? Bonk. So there's people shouting for a Yuktunga jungle adventure. I can't remember the last time I went to Yuktunga jungle. Those were the days. Those were the days, boys and girls. Getting fucking one-shotted by a 50. Oh, Wing Zero Warrior? What's the deal with Wing Zero Warriors? Are they allowed to party with other people? What's the deal there? Can you party with Crystal Warriors? Eden is just dunes and burn parties? Yeah, that's kind of what I came to realize, Floofy. But... Elven Sandoria rank for... Elven? God damn it! I'm an elf! Only I can be the elf! Those are the rules! I will say, from playing WoW, I do really enjoy all the different races in WoW. I think that it's neat that all the races are very, very vastly different. But I do love the FF11 races more. They cannot, last you checked? That sucks. Looks like you're gonna have to start a fucking hardcore, mate. You have to start a hardcore. Play with the big boys, you know what I'm saying? You're playing with the big boys now. Playing with the big boys now. Rumor has it they're reconfiguring how wheel works. In what way? That could either be really good or really bad. Some things are just like stuck in my brain forever, and /JA provoke T is one of those things. They need to do something, because I don't ever see woos running around, and I don't think it's a very popular... As someone who came from Wings, the Wings was the last private server that we all had a really good try on. We all really like Stammer as well. I mean, you know when Stammer's involved? We were giving it some. We were giving it the beans on Wings. And then it went and died. You just reincorporate into Ace? It's Ace. Is that what I am? Am I an ace? Am I an ace in the hole? What am I? Not sure. Look. Start a new character. Come play with me. Abandon Eden. Do what you want. Do whatever brings you joy. But me personally, I'm probably going to play here for a while because I got very burnt out on the way things are on Eden, you know what I mean? And since I got some people here, let me go ahead and apologize for not streaming for the past, like, fucking week and a half. I have been working my ass off to make up for the money that I lost when I was sick. Oh god, I forgot worms are good. Because I was sick for 2 weeks and lost so much money. My savings are basically fucking gone. So for the past week, I've just been working my ass off. So I apologize there's been no streams for a bit. Believe me, it's not been for lack of wanting to, or lack of trying. But I've needed to focus on my money. And that's still kind of the case. I'm still not out of the woods yet, but I wanted to do a stream today, at least to show you that I'm still fucking alive. Doing it same on CATSEYE, to be honest? I don't think so, because the cool thing about CATSEYE, at least to me, is A, there's more players. B, it's got classes like Dancer, where I can, even if things aren't ideal, I've always found, and it's the same, it was the same way on Wings, because I had Dancer as an option, I could find ways to do other things by myself, with just a duo, with a trio. I mean, me, Kiko, and Stammer used to trio and duo Wings all the time. And that's kind of what I want to do, you know? I actually prefer this game. I prefer this game when you're duoing or trioing. Six-man parties, yeah, they're great, whatever. But duoing and trioing, where you just go through a zone and just delete monsters as you go, is really fun. Because that feels like more of an adventure than just standing in one spot pulling mobs. Yeah? That's how I prefer to play this game. Instead of being just solo on Eden, that's where I'm at. I like duoing and trioing. It's my favourite way to play this game. Duos and trios. Maybe 4, but once you get into the part where you're like standing in one spot, I kinda get bored. And at least with Dancer and things like the treasure chests dropping and stuff, soloing, duoing, trioing is a little more viable on CATSEYE than it is on fucking Eden, for sure. That's what I do on Eden. Yeah, but that's also, I mean, multi-boxing and stuff. I don't do multi-boxing if I can get away with it. Can't get boosts because people steal Lizzie, and I found even more enemies once they can't buy macros. Yeah, that's also pretty shitty. I don't know, Eden... There's a feeling in the air in Eden. I don't know how to describe it. Like... I always felt kind of on the outside looking in with Eden, do you know what I mean? And that's probably the case for a lot of private servers where when you're new to a private server and the private server's already been sort of established and these are the main guys and they, you know, everyone's at level 75 already. It's not gonna, you're not gonna feel that included immediately. You play with me on Eden, the Dogfoot Tower run last week where I did just that. I don't know, mate. I like CATSEYE. Come play on CATSEYE. I like the hardcore mode. Come make a hardcore and never die. Be a god among men. Dying's for fools. Dying's for fools. But we're gonna play a few things in the coming streams. Like I said, I'm still kind of struggling to get my finances back in order. I'm not struggling, it will happen, it just takes a bit of time. Today is my first day off. I took a day off because I was just so exhausted from constantly working. What was I saying? Yeah, it's going to take a little while for me to sort of get back to regular streams, where it's like streaming this day, then this day. It's going to take a little bit for me to get back to that, but I will definitely stream as much as I feel like I can get away with. That's always how I've streamed, is if I feel like I can get away with it, I'll stream. It's what I like to do. Hardcore mode is enticing. Hardcore mode in any game is what I will always pick, always. If I fire up fucking Hello Kitty Island Adventure, and it says there's hardcore permadeath mode, I'm picking that. Every time. I always pick hardcore mode. Even on brand new games that I've never played before, I will pick the permadeath mode. Always. It's just, there's a rush to it. Yeah, there's a rush to dying then. It's like, the added weight, the added stress of not dying, the added having to think about things a little bit before time, that's why I love doing it. And then you get events too, you get events when that happens, you know? Like when we had our hardcore dwarf and she died in that cave, helping that gnome. That was an event. Yeah, hardcore Pal World. Yeah. I want to play hardcore Tetris. Where as soon as I fail, I shoot myself in the head. I suck at Tetris. I'm so bad at puzzle games. I'm so bad at puzzle games. If I don't find any puzzle games on this channel, I don't play puzzle games. I'm so bad at them. My mind doesn't work that way. My mind is not a logical thing. My mind is very much a emotional thing. Yeah, I am fueled almost entirely by emotion, not logic. Puyo Puyo over Tetris. I prefer Bubble Bubble. I prefer Super Bubble Bubble. Taito! There's a puzzle game I can get behind. What time is it? Now I promised the doggies that today it was my day off and they've been so fucking good with me working as hard as I have been. I would take them to the dog park today. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to hit level 7. Go back to town. And I'm going to stop the stream for today. But, because I want to take them around 5 o'clock. Ideally. That's when most people are around. That's what we'll do. We'll hit level 7. I'll stop the stream and then... the next stream, I'm hesitant to say it will definitely be tomorrow, but I will do my best to work hard, come home, and do a stream. I'm going to be doing the best I can, but until I replenish some of the money that I lost from being ill, streams are going to be kind of as and when. This is another reason why I like CATSEYE. The treasure chests. Well, it's an even and then a 3, so... 43. 23. Here we go, boys. Hell yeah. Give me that fucking beehive chip, baby. But the cool thing about a hardcore mode, at least on CATSEYE and stuff, you know me, we were playing on Eden, I was already basically doing hardcore mode. I wasn't using the auctioneers to do this. There's something about it being official, like it's an official hardcore mode. You cannot use the auctioneers. Because even though I wouldn't have done, and you know that I like to punish myself and all this and everything else, technically I could have, off-stream, gone and done a thing. And been like, oh no, you know. It being like official, and there being like a reward for it at the end and everything, is just more fulfilling, you know? Having an official hardcore mode. Making up rules is great, but I don't know if it necessarily feels as fulfilling. It's like Final Fantasy XIV. We made up all those rules to make the game more fulfilling, and it just still wasn't. Still just wasn't. Damn it. Oh, so it's been a hot minute since I played an Elven. And I really like Elven, but only as an F. Play Elven as a male, and some of the ways they hold weapons. Have you seen how Elven hold greatswords? Elven male? The way Elven male holds greatswords makes me want to fucking execute myself. It's so... they're like... it's like, dude, just hold it like a normal person. What's wrong with you? Elven F, I think, have some of the best. Apart from her obvious fucking scoliosis. Like, look at that! Look at that curve in her spine. The fuck's wrong with her? Apart from that, I think they have some of the better stances, especially for two-handed weapons. Maybe you think I still have trust though? Well, I'm choosing not to use trusts. Choosing not to. Technically, as a hardcore, you can have trusts. I'm choosing not to. I don't know why they did it. Like, why would you give hardcores trusts? That doesn't seem right. The way you reward a hardcore is, say, you get extra XP for leveling with other hardcores. That's all. Guess I have to convince my friend, not sure if she'd be down. It's up to you, Rob. Hey, it's up to you. I'll be here, doing my thing. Nothing wrong. I mean, come on. She's like, nah, ain't right. She looks like me after I've been driving all day, and I get out of the car and I'm like, oh. I had something happen to me the other day that's never happened to me before, and it made me feel really old. Where I got out of the car and I just went, I just like tilted my head in such a way, I just like, ah, and I just heard this almost deafening, like crick in my neck, and I was like, oh, and I felt it, and I was like, oh, God, I'm getting old. God, I'm just turning into dust as we speak. No film of codes break the game, but I'm not complaining. I'm just saying, it looks stupid. Is it any worse though than like? There's that popular meme, isn't there, where all the male races are like hideous beasts, of different kinds of beasts, and then all the females are just like supermodels of different colours. Different coloured supermodels, you know? I think I might be able to get away with having a stream tomorrow. We'll see. Trying very hard to... Because Uber have started doing this thing called quests. Brand new thing, right? Where if you pick the quest on like the Thursday, and it's for the weekend, and you have to do a certain number of jobs, and then you get like an extra bonus. It's just an incentive to do a certain number of jobs over the weekend, and you get a bonus. Like a cash bonus. It's great, it's fantastic. But it puts a lot of pressure on me to make sure I meet those goals. And sometimes... You say I go, oh, 10 trips a day. That's easy. 10 trips, that's easy, right? You don't factor in that sometimes those trips are like an hour and a half both ways. So 3 hours to do one trip. You know? Sometimes it's that way. So squeezing in 20 trips over the weekend can be a fucking ordeal. Like many things, you just gotta get lucky. Oh, nearly there, boys. And we always have to have 11 in the game rotation somehow. But I've got 4, I guess, main games I want to play right now. I want to play this. I want to play Cassette Beasts. I really want to play Spyro the Dragon. I got this Reignited trilogy as a gift, and I really want to play it. Because I only ever played Spyro 1, and for some reason I've got this just hankering to play Spyro. So I'll play Spyro Reignited and see how that is. And I guess WoW as well, but WoW is one of those things where I think I know my audience isn't crazy about WoW, so I kind of pepper that in. Well, I thought WoW Fortnite was funny today. That was kind of goofy. I didn't know they put Fortnite in WoW. But it was pretty fun. I got a bunch of kills. I killed some people. There's obviously Vivid Mithra though. They put a ton of details in the design animations absent in other races. I think that's true of Galka as well though. The fact that like armor sets actually factor in the Galka tail rather than it being a clipping issue or anything like that. I think they went above and beyond for all of the races, I think. Compared to 14, where there's clipping issues, certain races can't wear hats, certain races can't wear certain armors. You know, they just put no fucking effort in whatsoever by comparison. I also need to play through Spyro Reignited. I am excited to play Spyro Reignited. I'm gonna try and beat... I can't... I'm not gonna do the completionist thing. You know, it's like, get every single fucking gemstone in. I'm not doing that. I'm just gonna play it and have fun. That's my plan with Spyro. Just play it and have fun. I wanna recapture the 8-year-old within. You know what I mean? Which sounds sus as hell. I wanna recapture the 8-year-old. You know what I mean? I want to recapture the child whimsy of just playing a game. Because sometimes that's all I want to do. I want to come on stream and I just want to play a game. I don't want to worry about min-maxing. I don't want to worry about all the shit that they all worry about. That's why I couldn't stand Eden anymore. I was like, I don't... Let me do my own thing, you know? Let me just play the game. Let me just have fun. I think we're going to be fine. We'll figure out these things as we go. A red makes me aware that the hat is fucking... I know, that's... Don't get me wrong, right? I'm not crazy about 14 these days, but at the same time, I know why people do like it, and I have nothing against people who do like it. I think, you know... there is a lot of game there to like if it's your cup of tea. It's just not my particular cup of tea. That's as far as that goes. As far as that argument goes, really. But I do feel like the not wearing hats thing for Vieira and for Hrothgar and stuff is kind of just lazy. Because there are mods that do that. You can get mods that do it. So why couldn't they do it? Worse still, why couldn't they just go to the mod creators and be like, look, can we use this? That's what I would do. That's what fucking Sonic Team did. Sonic Team sat there and said, right, all these people making fan games of Sonic the Hedgehog. We clearly have no idea what we're doing. Hey, do you guys want to, like, make a Sonic game for us and we'll pay you? And they're like, yeah. And then we got Sonic Mania, one of the best Sonic games of all time. I'm just saying. When a mod's free, the Bethesda philosophy. Well, there's probably an element of that too. I mean, they are well aware of the fact that modding is rife in that game because they have to fix a lot of the things that Square Enix just can't be bothered to do. So I guess a lot of it is them just going, well, why bother? They're just going to mod it anyway. What's going to do, but they can't fucking protect. I think Square as a company has gotten lazier and lazier as time's gone on. Which is a shame. They've always been a bit heavy on the, isn't SE again? Officially, yes. But notice how nothing ever happens. Official stance, oh, try not to mod. Actual stance, do what you want. You know? I don't think modders get banned. Unless it's something really egregious that, like, changes the game in such a way that it's easier to play or easier to get through the difficult content. I imagine they'd come down like a ton of bricks on that. But titty mods and shit like that and hat mods, I don't think they're too fussed. I don't think they're too worried about that. Good lord. She's talkative. Alright. Oh, we've got to do the thing. Can we cook the hare meat? Or is she getting deleted? Here we go, boys. The fate of the character rests on this. Hare meat, let me in. First got to do the dance. Hare meat, let me win. Come on. Ooh, she's a keeper. She's a keeper. I'm just saying, boys. If I was an elven male, I would have failed. Elven female, secret, hidden, racial passive, belongs in the kitchen. I'm only kidding. Nobody kill me. I promise. I'm only joking. We can sell these. We can sell this, because what the fuck am I going to do with it? That's for a quest. It's food. Now, crystals is a tricky one. I can't use the auction house, so I can't sell them. And I'm never ever crafting with them, ever. So, I'm just going to sell them. Sorry. Sorry that that's painful to look at, but... I'm not crafting in fun. Someone could come in right now and drop a $300 donation and say, get to level 5 cooking, and I just wouldn't. I am not crafting in this game. I don't craft in games where the crafting is, like, fun. I don't do crafting. The game Minecraft, to me, that game's just called Mine. Okay, I don't do crafting. Ever. So, in a game where crafting is painful, you're having a fucking giggle. World of War? World of War. In a world of war. You play Monster Hunter cooking theme, right? Ah, I love Monster. I like Monster Hunter, like when you do a little bit of cooking while there's a fight happening. You're just like in the corner with your little spit going. Doo, 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 doo. I love Monster Hunter. I should play that on stream sometime. We should get together and play some Monster Hunter, everybody. Come on. Come hunt some monsters with your boy. Star. My favorite game. Star. Sounds for any reason. 06. People on lowdown. I mean, I don't think that's the only reason, but it's certainly. There's a certain chunk of people who that's the case, right? There's a certainly a sizable chunk. But some people do, you know, genuinely just like Final Fantasy XIV, and that is legit. Now, I've got no issue with people who like that game. None. Personally, it's just not my cup of tea. Neither here nor there. I can see why people would like it. Like, if I'm enjoying Warcraft right now, I can see why people would like Final Fantasy XIV, because it is, in my opinion, a similar experience, but with more flashy, sort of impressive combat, I suppose. My issue with 14 has always just been that the overworld is too easy. If they made the overworld difficult, I would be probably still playing it. The thing that irked me the most was they talked about they were going to release that New Game Plus mode. And they were like, oh, New Game Plus. And I was like, oh shit, New Game Plus. Because in my mind, in every other game ever, New Game Plus means the same, again, but harder. I thought, New Game Plus? That could be the experience that I actually want. That could be the actual Final Fantasy XIV experience that I want. Challenging overworld content. Good XP drops for killing mobs. Wonderful. No. It was literally the same again. It's literally you go back and do the stories again. No difference. No difference at all. And I just thought, what is the fucking point? If they had made that more challenging, I'd have been all over it. I'd have been all over it. 14 sucks. That's a bit mean. I think there are worse options. There are definitely worse options to have as your main MMO. If you're an MMO player and you like MMOs, right, I think there are definitely worse options. It's not for me. It's not my cup of tea. Sure. But I think there are definitely worse options. Like, there are people who legitimately play Lord of the Rings online, and I cannot wrap my head around that. I cannot wrap my head around why you would ever play Final Fantasy... Not Final Fantasy. Lord of the Rings online. I cannot wrap my head around that. That game is inexcusably bad. That game is atrociously bad. In every way. One thing that makes or breaks a game for me is one of the things that decision making and meaningful decisions. 14 is my main MMO, my cake party just fell apart, I'm match. I think, like I said, 14, if you're going to be an MMO player, that's why I've flipped between MMOs. That's why I'm like, oh, I'm playing World of Warcraft right now. Oh, I'm playing CATSEYE right now. Oh, I'm playing, you know, maybe, I don't know, fucking Meridian 59, who gives a shit? I flip between them because there really isn't one that has its hooks in me so intensely that I don't want to play any others. So I just flip between them and play whatever my heart feels like at that particular moment, you know? Which I think is a fine way to do things. But I definitely want there to be one that just sinks its teeth into me. And if FF14 is the one that's done that to you, that's fine. In fact, I'm jealous. I'm jealous that you have that experience. I'm jealous that you have an MMO that you are that invested in. Because for me, I'm kind of mercenary when it comes to my... but at the same time, in like 3 levels, I'll be able to get the Royal Footman's Sword. Fuck it. We'll stay as we are. We'll stay as we are. The old stuck in their own way. 11 is horrible in immeasurable number of ways, but there's one thing you cry about. Exactly. What you care about will dictate which game you like. Like, I do not give a rat's ass 9 times out of 10 about story. Story is at the very bottom of my list of things I need a game to be, right? I don't care. I need context, necessarily, but not story per se. Right? So, story is at the far bottom of what I look for. Because of that, a game with an emphasis on story, which I would argue that Final Fantasy XIV probably is. More of a focus on the storyline, right? It's not going to appeal to me, because I would rather have something with intense action combat, I would rather have something with decision making, I would rather have something with hardcore mode, or a difficulty slider, or just anything like that. Good PvP. I actually got into the PvP in 14 for a little bit, and it was okay, but I couldn't shake the feeling that there was that 1 second of latency between the server and my decisions that was just making things feel kind of shit. Look at that, though. Level 7 already. Fucking level 7 already, boys. You know, there's virtually no role-playing. Its story is mid, so on and so forth. The fact that its combat has me thinking constantly is what keeps me coming back. I don't know if it has it, you're thinking. I mean, level 7 warrior. I'm not thinking about very much. I'm not thinking about very much right now. I'm thinking about press the attack button and just sit there and watch. But later on, sure. Ace to main 14, fell off after Shadowbringers. Love. That's the thing, like, I will sit there and say right now, I'm going to turn the music down a little bit. I will sit there and say right now, okay? Final Fantasy 14. We're talking about expansions, right? Heavensward was when I started playing, and I fucking loved it. I thought Heavensward was incredible. Not just the story stuff, which I don't really care that much about, but I thought the dungeons were cool, I thought the set pieces were cool, I thought that the decision making was cool, because there was some. You had enough decision making still at that point in the game's life, choosing things like materia that actually made differences. You had, you could actually put points into your different stats, rather than not. You had the option as a tank to turn off your tank stance and go into a DPS stance, and you could weave that during combat to maximize DPS. I thought that was cool. Heavensward, legitimately, if the game was still in Heavensward, I'd probably still be playing it. Obviously with like, additional content. But Heavensward's great. What came next? Stormblood? Was Stormblood after Heavensward? It was, wasn't it? A Realm Reborn, Heavensward, Stormblood. Right? Stormblood sucked. Stormblood was awful. Stormblood is by far the worst expansion that they ever did. Stormblood sucked so bad. It was a story mess. It was contrived. It was peak, just like dog shit. It was peak wasting your time. The setting was boring. Set pieces were boring. I hated it. Everything about Stormblood was awful. The only cool thing that came out of Stormblood was Eureka, which was pretty cool. Combat and progression keeps you come back to 11. I think 11's biggest selling point is the sense of progression, because that is a very real sense of progression. I mean, shit, just something as minor as like getting your sub job. It's like, oh my god, I finally got my sub job. Sweet, the game is open, you know. Even anything about the enemies you're fighting is worth trying to push for fight resting. I guess, but I think you're over romanticizing a little bit. Well, the overarching themes of Stormblood and what happened was cool. They presented it was, yeah, it was presented very poorly. Then came Shadowbringers, and legitimately, not a word of a lie, I really liked Shadowbringers. I thought Shadowbringers was great. And here's the thing, I thought Shadowbringers was legitimately great because I thought Vorthri was a cool and credible villain. Emmett Selk I could take or leave, and I know everyone's like, Emmett Selk, But me personally, I was like, whatever. I preferred the Vorthri bent, because the Vorthri bent, the whole Vorthri thing, and don't get me wrong, yeah, the two Jester characters, they did sort of influence my opinion a little bit. But the Vorthri thing, aside from all of that, had FF9 vibes. It had that kind of, here is a big, sinister, fat villain. Do you know what I mean? Just a villain. A really good villain. I really liked Vorthri. I thought that whole thing where he turned everyone into that bread and ate them, I thought that was cool. Reminded me of FF9. Liked it a lot. And there was a cool thing in Stormblood where there was a moment in Stormblood where it clicked for me, where my brain kind of went, I actually kind of like this. And it was the moment when you all build the... And this is the thing. If I can remember a story point, the guy who skips every fucking cutscene, I can remember a story point, it was obviously quite good. And it was the part where you build that elevator, and you get on the elevator, and you've come all that way, and it's been this big, long journey, and the dude with the axe, Ardbert or whatever, is watching you, and you beckon him to get onto the elevator with you, and he's like, ah. Oh. That kind of touched me. I was like, ah, oh, there's Ard. He's gonna be a hero. Like he. I thought it was good. I was like, genuinely, actually invested. I was invested at that point. Genuinely, I praise Shadowbringers. I think Shadowbringers was great. Legitimately, I thought the dungeons were cool. I thought, yeah, the gameplay was starting to get a bit homogenized, but it made up for it in other ways, I thought. Then you get... Not Stormblood, sorry, Shadowbringers. Then you get Endwalker, right? And Endwalker was legitimately just such a fucking letdown. I thought Shadowbringers was so good, and then they had to end it. They had to stick the landing. And I thought Endwalker was such a fucking fumble. Where they realized, oh, wait a minute. Everyone really likes this Emmett Selk fellow. And then they just put so much fucking trite and contrivance and, for lack of a better word, toe-sucking towards Emmett Selk. To the point where I just thought, this is kind of a bit much. And then they do the whole everyone's dying, but they're not really dead. Now you become, I'm sorry, but it's still kind of a lame way to do anything. It's a lame way to evoke emotion. A lame way to evoke emotion, regardless, is to sit there and go, I'm gonna die. Oh wait, no I'm not. Do you know what I mean? Sucks. That's what you guys are saying. In FF14, you make 0 decisions. Every enemy is beatable 1v1. You don't need to rest in your... You should put this up. You know, strategy. Cool. To be fair, technically you can. Technically you can choose all of that stuff. But you need other people who are willing to do it. From the duty finder, you can't. But if you have a group of people who are willing to do stuff in unique ways, you can technically do things in any way you want, dungeon-wise. You can have a party of 4 DPS. If you have 4 DPS who want to do it together. So technically, you can break the mold. It's just not that feasible unless you have like-minded individuals with you. When Blue Mage came out, it was literally everyone grouping up as all Blue Mages and going and doing content because Blue Mage could delete everything. Kind of like they can in 11. I don't really guess what I like about it. I got any party com. Yeah, I think that's a fair point, Stone. I think that's, you know, 2 sides of the same coin. You know, it depends on your personal taste. Endwalker made a 12-year-old boss build up into a dungeon boss. Yep. You're talking about, oh, what's his face? Yeah, it is what it is. I thought Endwalker was the biggest fumble. Coming off of what I thought was, I legitimately, at the end of Shadowbringers, I legitimately thought, holy shit, maybe this game's back. Maybe I'm back into liking 14. This is before I started streaming. So you gotta remember, Shadowbringers was before I started streaming. So I thought, maybe I'm back. Maybe I'm back into Final Fantasy 14. This is fucking good. This is a good expansion by anyone's metric. Got me invested in the story, legitimately. Really liked it. Then Endwalker, and I just came straight... The best part of Endwalker, in my opinion, the best part of Endwalker was the part where you got soul changed with the random Garlean soldier. Just a shitty Garlean soldier. And you were, like, having to do stealth and stuff because you were just a regular guy. You weren't, like, this demigod anymore. You had to... I thought that was really neat. I thought that was cool. And I think that's a huge thing as well. A problem with 14 in terms of the story is that by that point, you are a god slayer. And it becomes one of those things, it's like Dragon Ball. Once you've defeated, like, the most powerful being in the universe, where do you go from there? The multiverse. And it becomes meaningless. Do you know what I mean? It becomes nothing. Yeah? Once you start getting, it's like numbers. Once you start getting into the trillions, people's eyes start to drift apart. Do you know what I mean? Because it's too high at that point. The stakes are too high. It's just meaningless. So I think that's the biggest issue. That power creep, I guess. Storyline power creep. Because you gotta remember, you start out in 14 as like an adventurer, joining the guild, like a scrub. But then you become a god slayer. And I feel like something is lost. I feel like you lose something at that point. Do you know what I mean? Zodiac mid-boss instead is press Twitter girl. Yeah, the bird creature I also thought was shit. I wasn't interested at all in sad bird. Just not a good one. And I haven't even touched Dawn Trail. Endwalker was such a disappointment for me that I haven't even touched Dawn Trail. I've got it. I've not done the first mission. I've got Dawn Trail. I've got a subscription. Well, I did have a subscription until I cancelled it. I have no interest in seeing what Dawn Trail is all about, especially when all of the reviews from people who usually praise the hell out of that game are saying it sucks. So that's my feelings on 14. What, number one, absolutely, if it's your game of choice, I am not bashing you at all. In fact, if anything, I'm jealous of the fact that you have an MMO that you like that much. My ire towards 14 does come from a place of previous love. Like I said, I loved Heavenswood, and I loved Shadowbringers. I thought they were great. It's just, there are massive troughs as well in the quality of that game, I think. But your mileage may vary. And like Stammer says, it always boils down to what you look for in a game. Yeah. What you look for is the important thing. Everyone has different things that are more important than other things. Yeah. My most important thing for me when I play a game is that I'm constantly engaged. In some way. That's why I don't like cutscenes. Unless something very important, or I train my brain to watch a cutscene, 9 times out of 10 I will skip a cutscene because I don't care. The story's gotta really fucking get me. Do you know what I mean? DC's ass, the fights are neat. That's what I've heard. That's what I've heard. So I want to say I'd give it a try, but I just won't. I just won't. It's a shame. Because you look at my account, I've got something silly like 3,000 login veteran points or whatever. So I've played a lot, but I'm probably done with that game at this point. Anyway, I'm going to go get ready to take doggies to the dog park because they're going to be amped. There'll probably be some pictures in the Discord, maybe. I don't know. We'll see how we go. I will try and stream tomorrow. No promises due to money and work and all that good stuff. But if I manage to, you know where to find me. Thanks for hanging out, you guys. It's been real fun. I love you. And next stream will probably be more like focused too. This was just me reminding you that I'm still alive. I'll probably figure out what we're going to actually play next time. Hey, Fortnite World of Warcraft was pretty funny though. I love you guys, and I will see you